Hey, what's up guys? I'm Rick at Techspin, and it looks like I've got a new shipment of hardware in to review. First, I'd like to say sorry I've been away for a couple of months. I've been changing jobs, had some house repairs to do, and also assisting my buddy Shane in getting ready to move to Taipei. In there, I also took a small 5-day vacation to Penghu, which is a small island off the west central coast of Taiwan, about halfway down the island. So I'm coming back to do the reviews all refreshed. Now, let's see what we have here. Sadie sent me 3 items: the Gunblade gaming mouse, which is here, the Locust gaming headset, and the Osiris tempered glass ATX case, which I'll be reviewing today. The mouse, headphones, and case were all generously sponsored by Sadie's, so thanks so much guys. Stay tuned for the other items which will be up soon, as well as more videos coming your way. Let's see if the Sadie's Osiris gaming case suits our computing needs. The Sadie's Osiris is a beautiful mid-sized ATX case retailing for 2,190 NT, or about $72 currently. It features mirrored tempered glass panels on the left and front, takes ATX, MATX, and ITX motherboards, and supports CPU height up to 15 centimeters. With the included 2 RGB front fans installed, it handles VGA cards up to 33 centimeters long. The case measures 50 centimeters high by 19 wide and 44 deep, or 20 inches high by 7.5 wide and 17.5 deep, and it weighs in at 6 kilograms or 13.25 pounds. The fans are mounted behind the panel, not like the Horus or Tutankhamun cases where they were in front. The top panel has one USB 3.0 and one USB 2.0 port, HD audio jacks, a red LED drive access light, and a blue LED power light. The power button is black plastic and it seems responsive enough. The black textured paint is very well done. The top of the case has an easy to clean magnetic dust filter, and the Osiris has support for 2 120mm fans on the top and front. It may be possible to install 240mm radiators either top or front, though the website doesn't officially support that. With the front fans only mountable on the inside, putting a rad there that fits would take away from the front RGB aesthetic, though you could move the fans to another location. With set hose lengths for AIO coolers, you may have to use the front mount, like I do with my Deepcool Captain EX240, so be aware. The front Sadie's logo is pre-applied to the back of the window, so viewed from the front, it's subtle and a nice design choice. I like this cool stand design, it's pretty unique and a really nice touch. There's 2 Mandala RGB fans pre-installed and no drive base. The Mandalas have a translucent ring, blade, and center cap design, which lights up brightly, probably better than any other fan I've seen so far. On the right, the panel goes out by a centimeter for wire clearance. The motherboard tray sits a little too close to the outside, and putting the side back on after cable management can be challenging. The rear of the case handles the PSU mount, has 7 PCI brackets, an adjustable 120mm fan mount, and motherboard I/O shield cutout. Removing the right side, there's the top panel wiring coming down on the left, in front of the 3 SSD mounting locations, and there's another location below the CPU cutout. 2 3.5-inch hard drives can evidently fit in the PSU covered area, sideways, I guess? The Sadie's RGB fan controller is mounted behind the lowest SSD spot, and it has support for 8 Mandala RGB fans, 2 RGB light strips, and also has a fan speed switch to bump it up to full speed mode if needed. The bottom 2 wire cables on the left supply power for the fans, and the reset switch is plugged into the controller, which allows you to change the RGB modes from the top of the case. Without brackets, mounting 2 hard drives on the left will be tricky, and there's no intake fan blowing air over the drives. I strongly recommend you mount an exhaust fan directly above on the PSU shroud. This area is big enough to handle standard and longer power supplies, getting air in from the single 120mm bottom fan grill opening. It's the SSD stealth mount location behind the motherboard tray, and visible are Sadie's cable tie points for wire management. Without a fan blowing over the hard drives, I hoped for vents underneath to rig an intake, but no such luck. Also, the bottom really needs a dust filter since the air cooling the PSU and hard drives is coming through that one fan grill. I guess you could grab a magnetic filter for $10 off of Amazon. There are some tiny hooks, but I'm not sure they'll be usable to hold on some kind of filter. We get to see the blade foot design, which continues all the way to the back. Note the rubber feet on the bottom are pretty thin, but I didn't see any problems moving the case around with this design. The 4 black thumb screws hold the glass on securely, but taking off the glass side panel is very easy, and the front too. I always plan somewhere soft to set it down first, and then I do it carefully. The glass holes fit over the rubber grommets, which are atop standard motherboard screw mounts. Don't forget to like this video, and please subscribe and click that bell icon to get notified when the next video is ready. A couple more turns and it's off. There we go. The top fan area looks deep, though clearance to the motherboard is just over 5 centimeters. An extra few centimeters here would have been appreciated, as I'm not sure my AIO water cooler will fit this tight space. This is the top of the PSU shroud, and there's space for 3 120mm fans, or 2 fans and a 3.5-inch hard drive. The Osiris branding on the side is really nicely done. I hope Sadie's can change the design of the PSU shroud to use screws like, for example, some Enthoo cases. If you have a great looking power supply, it's going to be completely hidden by the riveted shroud, and drilling all the rivet points will be messy and a pain. So I hope they can fix this in a future model. In the case, you get a speaker for the motherboard, as well as long bolts for fans on the PSU shroud, and drive PCI screws. I have some extra Mandala fans that Sadie's previously sponsored for the Tutankhamun build, so I'll be using them to complete the rest of this build. I'm choosing to position the fans with the Sadie's logo facing the right way, and this places the wiring visibly in the front. Installing the fans on the shroud went quickly and smoothly, and no problems here. This case has locations for, and the controller supports, 8 120mm fans. Installing the rear fan now, and it's going to be an exhaust, and I'm using the short screws. It's in, and that was easy. I'm putting in the top fans now. Just take off the magnetic filter and put it to the side. Obviously, this is just for showing off the case, as normally you'd install the motherboard first, wire up the PSU and drives, then do this step, including trying to fit any radiator you want to put in. Then install the CPU and cooler, and last, the GPU. When you're finished, the filter goes back on easily. The connectors for the Mandala fans have a proprietary 6-pin design, with 2 notches here and here that will be on top when you insert them into the controller. The connectors go in pretty easily, just push carefully and they're held in securely. The 2 4-pin connectors at the top can run Sadie's LED light strips to further illuminate your case. Oh, and a note, there's no IR sensor lead. I tried using my Mandala head unit remote to control the RGB lighting, but no luck. However, if you're picking up 3 fans or more, you could get a head unit that comes with the sensor and remote. With some magic camera angles, I can make 7 fans appear to be 8. Next, I want to show you the full speed button on the controller, which ramps up the fans to maximum. First, I'll turn on the computer so you can hear the normal fan sound, and keep in mind that both sides of the case are off. It sounds like this. The button is located here at the top. Press it and they're at maximum. It's a bit noisy, so you don't really need to use the setting, and most will be happy with the fans on normal, and LED brightness isn't affected. With the lights off, the top case fans shine brilliantly through the grille and magnetic filter. I think it looks really sweet. Starting with the off setting, we'll change the controller setting by pressing the reset switch on the top, which you can hear. First is the slow 7-color sweep. Next is a breathe and 7-color sweep. It goes red, blue, green, yellow, purple, aqua, and white. Then we have a solid red and solid green, then solid blue, Decepticon purple, my personal favorite, aqua, the color, not the band, and then yellow. We have a white setting. Here's epilepsy for your younger brother. and it's off. The rear exhaust fan is the most eye-catching inside the case, so I'd definitely pick up an extra Mandala for this location if nothing else. They retail for 600 NT or about $20 US each. These Mandala fans are pretty darn bright. The light fills the whole case and a good portion of a dark room. In Taiwan, you can message Sadie's Facebook fan page with your serial number to get a free Mandala fan shipped to your home. Not sure about the deals in other countries. I know at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that this case can take GPUs up to 33 centimeters long, but all the promotional material for it says that it's 37. Luckily, the largest GPUs I could find measure in at just under 33 centimeters, like this Galax GTX 1080 Ti Hall of Fame 11 gig card, which goes for 900 US or 27,000 NT in Taiwan. In the future, if a GPU manufacturer produces a 34 or 37 centimeter card, you're probably going to be spending about $1,000 or more in US dollars. Then imagine finding out your case has to look like this. So here's the problem. They don't say you have to remove anything to fit that card, and obviously the front fans are part of the case design. So it's either the big numbers are better thing, or the design guys who move the fans inside forgot to tell the sales team. Either way, you can't use an over 33 centimeter card without changing the front, and you can't move the fans outside because you have the glass there. Buyers are looking at this image and using the measurements. Anyways, let's chalk it up to a marketing mistake and correct it for everyone now. Now here's a comparison of my Horus case versus the Osiris case, specifically the rear CPU bracket mounting area. Measuring out the distance from the rear to the CPU backplate on both machines, you can see that the Osiris isn't fully open and blocks access to the leftmost mounting bolts, so you actually have to remove the entire motherboard from the case to change or install cooling. ITX rigs can't use the massive coolers anyways, so I hope Sadie's will update the design for better access for ATX owners. The mid-tower Osiris from Sadie's is a beautiful black with a mirror-finished tempered glass exterior and is really stunning to look at. It has two of those tempered glass panels, and the panels remove easily, and the side window measures 41 centimeters high by 38 wide, and that's about 56 centimeters or 22 inches diagonally. With support for long graphics card up to 33 centimeters and ATX motherboards and smaller, bundled dual Mandala RGB fans pre-installed, and the lighting controller settings by the reset switch, it checks a lot of boxes for its reasonable list price of about $72 US. It may also be able to do water cooling, though AIO coolers may not fit without running custom tubing. There's room for improvement, like dust filters for the bottom and front intakes. Speaking of intakes, the hard drive area in the PSU shroud needs better ventilation. There could be a little bit more room for wiring behind the motherboard tray, as after doing some cable management with the same clearance on a similar case, it was tricky to put the side panel back on. The Mandala RGB fans use a proprietary 6-pin connector, and on the color sweep setting, it can shift through all the colors, but there's no way to stop the fan on a color that you like, apart from the 7 preset colors. Overall, I think this is a great case for your next build. It's very sleek and stylish, and has a good design throughout, with a big window to show off your own custom build. Should you buy it? Sturdy, sleek, and shiny, and with this feature set, it does a lot of things very well for its price point, and the Sadie's Osiris case hits a 7 on the meter, which is awesome, and worth buying. I hope for future cases they can adjust for easier CPU backplate access, and especially provide more case filters, and remember to account for airflow for proper hard drive cooling. I'm going to also give this a Techspin Prime Award for its unique quality design and useful features. I think if you pick this up, you'll be happy with your purchase and build. That wraps up this episode, so nail that thumbs up button if you liked it, or thumbs down if you didn't. If you want to see more videos like this, then please do subscribe for new content and click that bell icon to get notified when I put up a new video. I always read the comments, so if you have a question or if I missed something, then please do tell me down below. And let me know what you'd like to see next. Thank you very much for watching, and see you all again soon. Bye for now.